Oh, we did the Zoom meeting there.
Okay, I don't know what the tour is, but I guess we should just get started. What do you guys want to talk about today?
Hey, how about those Falcons? Jeff,
Oh,
did you see the game over the weekend?
outstanding. What did Ryan throw for like 300 yards?
I don't know, but I think my fantasy football team is in first place, but it may not survive after this weekend with Crabtree and his computer.
That's about time. Oh, if you want to talk about work stuff, what's going on with maintenance these days?
Well, what's the problem, Jeff?
Well, maintenance work practices. I think they're leaving a lot of maintenance work practices problems on the table. The last evaluation I was there, they had, what, maybe 30 field observations. Each one had maintenance work practice problems. We documented at least 3 scrams that had maintenance work practice problems. They run straight in maintenance work practices.
You know, that sounds pretty serious, and it's probably something I should talk to Kevin Ryan about. Okay, good input, Jeff.
Hey, did you guys seen anything? Are you seeing anything recently in relays?
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hello?
Relays, Jeff?
Relays.
Hello?
You know, we are starting to see more and more
I
relay
can't-
failures, and
Take
it's
put
now
down
department
both of the
focus.
trees.
It's now a department
What?
focus area.
I can't hear you. Don't stand under the trees when they're cutting them. I can't hear you.
You know, there's a meeting next week that
Come on.
was pretty good last year.
You
might
take the
think
money
about
out of
going
the
this year.
checking account or do pay by Visa? What?
You know,
I didn't know they didn't take Visa.
I'm not sure
Get
if
out
we're
of
going to
the
the relay
garage,
meeting.
I
Matt,
can't
can
hear
you
you.
check to see if we're going to the relay meeting in St. Louis?
Oh, I'm sorry, you talking to me?
Yeah, I said, are you going to the relay meeting in St. Louis next week?
Oh, first I've heard about it.
Charlie,
You want to check and see if we have money in our funds?
Okay, I don't even know if we have money in the budget.
All
look,
right, why don't you check on that?
no, I do not want him driving across the grass. No, it's not okay to damage the shrubs or the house. What? Huh? What? Okay, that's fine. Yes, yes. I love you too. Oh, I'll buy dinner. Yeah, I love you. Okay, bye.
Everything okay at home?
It's the same old stuff.
All right, so you guys read the latest revision of AP 913 to discuss?
AB 913, what changed?
We're changing AP 913?
Well, yeah, I guess I should have sent out the revision before the meeting. Melissa, I asked you to send it out. Did you send out changes?
You didn't tell me to do that.
Okay, we'll just discuss it next week at the next department meeting. But basically what we're trying to do is to communicate or establish common ground rules for reporting critical component failures.
Hey, I know. Has anybody ever, thought about creating one standard definition for critical components? Because different plants seem to have different definitions.
No, no, no. We tried that before. It didn't work then. And guess what? It won't work this time.
Sorry.
You know, Larry, just right. You really should think before you talk. This is the 3rd time I've coached you about it. Okay, think before you speak in the future. Okay, so we've run over, so let's wrap up. You guys got anything else?
Hey, sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything?
Hi, John.
No, you didn't miss a thing.
All right.
Oh, that's you. Excuse me. Hello? No, what do you mean you can't chop down the sycamore?
You guys got anything else?
That's the whole point, to chop down the sycamore.
Okay, good meeting, guys. Let's meet again next week. Wait, Paul, why are you here, by the way?
I don't know, it was on my calendar. I guess it's a holdover from when I was the ER manager about 5 years ago.
Oh,
It's funny how it keeps popping up on my calendar.
Okay, well, you got anything for the group?
Oh, no, I thought it was a good meeting.
Not the
Okay,
apple
well,
tree,
thanks,
the
so
sycamore tree.
let's do a,
Sycamore.
Let's do a quick plus delta session. Any pluses or deltas?
Yeah, Dave, I'd offer that for a plus. Most people showed up.
Thank
Okay,
you.
good. Good, thanks, Paul. Any other plus or deltas?
I guess for plus, we can say that Jeff got the right tree cut.
Okay, no deltas, no gaps? All right, good. End of meeting. All right, it's 12 o'clock, so why don't we get started? The purpose of today's meeting is to exchange information within the department on industry-related equipment liability issues and also to communicate other info and information that is important to the group. Our affirmation is that we as a department are focused on improving industry performance in the area of equipment liability. Melissa, will you act as a scribe and please take the actions?
Yes, I will act as a scribe and take actions.
That's correct. Okay, so first on the agenda is a discussion of some issues that came up recently at the plan evaluation at Zion. Jeff, did you want to discuss what you saw in this evaluation?
Yes, thanks, but before we get started, I'm expecting an important call from my wife. I have my phone on vibrate, and if she calls, I'm gonna have to step out.
Okay, thanks for the heads up, Jeff. Thank you.
So I think I just need some clarification. There were some issues on maintenance work practices that came up. And I guess I don't understand when we write them. There was observed problems in the field. There was 3 scrams we saw in the plan events database that had maintenance work practice problems, and yet they wrote a strength in maintenance work practices.
So what was the team leader's perspective, Jeff?
He said he thought it was okay because the station understood the problem and they said they had fixed it.
Okay, so I understand your concern, but I'm really not aware of the issue. Okay, what I'll do, I'll take an action to discuss this evaluation with the team leader and also with Kevin Ryan, and I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Dave, understand that you have an action to talk to Kevin Ryan and the team leader about the latest evaluation at Zion and get back to Jeff.
That's correct. Okay, so next on the agenda is the relay meeting in St. Louis. Jeff, you want to weigh in on this?
Hey, I went to that meeting last year. I thought it was really effective, and I think it'd be beneficial for us to attend this year if you can support it.
Okay, Matt, so since relays is our department focus area, let's take an action to see if we have money left in our budget to attend the relay meeting in St. Louis.
Understand, I'll take an action check on the meeting in St. Louis and available funds.
That's correct. Okay, next on the agenda is one action that came out of today's staff meeting that we have with Dave Garchow, and that action is that we want to all have our P&Ps completed by December 15th. So Melissa, please assign that as an action.
Understand that I'll assign to our group to have our PMPs completed by December 15th.
That's correct. Okay, and the final item on the agenda is a discussion with Paul Wagner, who's a senior rep for TVA. But Paul, can I ask you to be brief because we want to be finished on time?
Sure. Yeah, Dave, I'm looking for help with TVA. I'd like to see if we could assign somebody from equipment reliability that has some broad industry experience, that could work with corporate, and particularly with their new engineering vice president, sort of as a mentor.
Okay, so I remember you talked to me about this in the past, and I did mention it to Alex Jaborek. However, I didn't follow up, so I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take an action to discuss this with Alex Jaborek in terms of being a mentor to the new TVA engineering vice president.
Understand you, Dave, have an action to talk to Alex about TVA and get back to Paul.
That's correct. Okay, if there are no more items on the agenda, Melissa, can you please review the actions for the group?
Okay, Dave, you have an action to talk with the team leader and Kevin Ryan regarding maintenance work practices during the last evaluation and get back to Jeff.
That's correct.
Matt, you have the action to see if there are funds available to attend the relay meeting in St. Louis.
Correct.
We all have an action to complete our PMPs by December 15th.
Correct.
And finally, Dave has an action to talk to Alex Jaborek regarding TVA engineering director and to get back to Paul.
That's correct. Okay, is there anything else?
Yeah, I have one quick question. I know I'm fairly new here, but I've been to a couple of plants, and it seems that each plant has a slightly different definition for what critical component is. Has there been any thought about maybe creating a standardized definition for critical components?
Jeff?
We tried that, that's a good idea, Larry. You know, we tried that early on, and we've come a long way since then, so it might be worth revisiting. So I tell you what, I'll take the action, next ER working group meeting, I'll repropose it to the forum, and I'll get back to the group.
Okay, understand. So Jeff, you have the action to discuss a critical component standard definition at the next EOWG and bring it back to the group.
Correct.
Okay, is there anything else? If not, end of meeting.